You wake up and do everything right. You journal, you do your breathing exercises, you listen to the calming playlist, you've read the books, saved the Instagram posts, maybe even gone to therapy, and still your chest tightens in the grocery store. Your heart races when you see a certain name pop up on your phone. You lie awake at night, tired, but wired, wondering, why am I still like this? Why am I not better yet? If that's you, hear me. You are not failing. The problem is not that you're weak. The problem is that most of us were only ever taught how to manage anxiety and not how to build resilience. Managing is, how do I get through this moment? Resilience is, how do I become the kind of person who can meet hard moments and not fall apart? Today, we're going beyond coping. We're talking about cultivating. I'm Elisha, counselor, author, and host of Elisha Space. In this video, I want to walk you through a framework I use with clients called the 3 phases of anxiety resilience: regulation, reclaiming, resilience in action. I'll give you specific tools for each phase, and I'll share a real story with details changed for privacy of how someone moved from just surviving their anxiety to actually living again. If you're barely hanging on, it's okay to pause this and come back. But if something in you is whispering, I'm ready for more than management, then stay with me. Phase 1 is regulation. Most anxiety starts here and then stops here. Regulation asks, how do I help my body feel safe enough so my brain can come back online? Because you cannot think your way out of an anxious body. When your nervous system believes you're in danger, your prefrontal cortex, the part that reasons, problem solves, and holds perspective, goes dim. That's why you can know logically that you're okay and still feel like you're about to die. So we start by helping your body remember, in this moment, I am safe. So let's try this together. It's different from the typical grounding exercise, and I find it incredibly powerful for hypervigilance. Gently look around the room, slowly. Notice 3 things that feel neutral or pleasant. Maybe a soft blanket, a plant, a ray of light on the wall. As you look at each one, let your body hear, in this moment right now, I am safe enough. You are not forcing calm. You're letting your nervous system collect real-time evidence of safety. Try it now. Pause this video if you need to. I'll wait. That's orienting to safety. You're using your senses to tell your brain, I am here, not back there. I am in this room, not in that memory. When anxiety spikes and your chest feels tight, try this quick downshift. Take a normal, gentle breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, imagine the air is a little heavier than usual, like warm sand pouring out. And let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Let's do 3 rounds together. Inhale. Exhale, shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale, shoulders release. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Each exhale is you quietly telling your body, I don't have to brace as hard right now. If you tend to freeze when anxiety hits, if you go numb, stuck, like your body won't move, try this. Notice one place in your body that feels tight. Maybe your jaw, your hands, your thighs. Now, very gently begin a tiny movement there. Roll your shoulders in small circles. Press your feet into the ground and release. Gently open and close your hands. You're letting your body know, I'm not trapped, I can move, I have options. Small movements can be like a doorway out of freeze. Try it with me right now. Even just wiggling your fingers counts. Regulation does not mean I never feel anxiety. It means when anxiety comes, I have a way back to myself. That's phase 1. But if we stop here, you end up always putting out fires and never asking why everything's on fire. Phase 2 is reclaiming. This is where we stop asking, how do I make anxiety go away? And start asking, what is my anxiety trying, sometimes in a distorted way, to protect me from? Anxiety is often a guardian that got overwhelmed. It learned patterns from childhood chaos or criticism, relationships where you had to walk on eggshells, churches or communities that used fear to control. So we get curious. When anxiety shows up, instead of, what's wrong with me, try, if my anxiety were a messenger, what would it be trying, clumsily, to protect me from? Take a moment and after this video, write one sentence that starts with, my anxiety is trying to keep me safe from. Maybe it's rejection. Maybe it's conflict. Maybe it's being truly seen, because being seen once led to harm. You may realize your anxiety isn't random. It's trying to keep a younger version of you from reliving something that felt unbearable. Once you know what it is protecting, you can choose a wiser way to stay safe. Think of one harsh, anxious statement you hear a lot. You're too much. You always mess it up. No one really wants you. Now ask, whose voice does that sound like? Is that how God speaks to me? Kind, truthful, specific? Or does it sound more like fear, shame, or control? If my Heavenly Father spoke over me right now, what might He say instead? You can even say out loud, that's fear talking. That's not my Father's voice. Naming the source weakens the spell. You're not just managing the thought, you're separating your true self from it. I work with someone. We'll call her Maya. I've changed the details for her protection. Maya has managed anxiety for years. She's done the breathing exercises, affirmations, the productivity hacks. On the outside, she was high functioning. On the inside, she was exhausted. And this reclaiming phrase, she noticed her anxiety screamed the loudest when she might disappoint someone. Her body reacted if it was disappointed meant abandonment, because in her childhood, it often did. Nothing was wrong with her. Her nervous system was convinced that she was still that little girl who had to be perfect to be kept. Naming that story didn't cure her overnight, but it gave her clarity. Oh, my anxiety isn't random. It's trying to keep me from being left again. And that understanding was the beginning of her freedom. Phase 3 is resilience in action. This is where we move from insight to practice. From, I know why I'm anxious to, I'm choosing new patterns, even when anxiety shows up. If anxiety tells you, avoid anything that feels risky, this is for you. Each day, choose one brave thing that is small but meaningful. Sending the uncomfortable email saying, I actually disagree. Going to the gathering, but giving yourself permission to leave after an hour. Texting someone, I've been struggling. Do you have space to talk? At the end of the day, write, today my one brave thing was, I felt I survived. You're building a track record your nervous system can trust. I feel anxious, and I can still move forward. What matters? Tool 7 is compassionate bookends in morning and evening. Your resilience isn't just about what you do in crisis. It's about how you talk to yourself every day. Try these compassionate bookends. Morning, hand over heart. God, thank you for being with me today. Help me to be gentle with myself as I learn and grow. In the evening, hand over heart. I did the best I could with what I knew and what I had today. Where I felt short, I received grace. Tomorrow, we try again. You are training your nervous system to expect compassion instead of condemnation. Ask yourself, what kind of person am I becoming? What value matters most to me right now? Honesty, connection, creativity, faith? What is one tiny action today that lives out that value, even if I feel anxious? This is how Maya shifted. Not in the dramatic overnight miracle, but in small, repeated choices. She practiced saying no without over-explaining. She reminded herself, disappointing someone is not the same as being abandoned. She kept showing up to her life, anxiety and all. Months later, she said, I still feel anxiety, but it doesn't own me anymore. That's resilience. Needing coping skills does not make you weak. Wanting more than coping does not make you ungrateful. You are allowed to desire resilience, regulation, reclaiming, resilience in action. This isn't a quick fix. It's a path, a practice, a journey you are absolutely capable of walking. If you're a person of faith, you don't have to choose between God and grounding skills, between prayer and a nervous system that needs support. You are body, mind, and spirit. All of you is invited into healing. If this framework helped you see your anxiety differently, tell me in the comments, which phase do you feel you're in right now? And if you want to go deeper, I'll link other videos where we talk more about the nervous system and anxious thoughts. You are not just managing, you are learning to rise. I'm grateful you're here, and I'll see you in the next one.